What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jen and you've made it over here to Copper Cactus DIY. This is my home for all things furniture, makeovers, thrift flips, restoration, and faux finishing. And in this video, I'll be making over this little cabinet that you see right here next to me. I picked this up at the thrift store when I went around to 4 or 5 different shops in and around my area recently, and I just couldn't pass this one up. It originally came from Home Goods and was marked at about $25, then marked down to $18, but as you can see here, I got this puppy for under 10 bucks. I'm gonna do a complete paint makeover on this thing, new hardware, all kinds of coolness. So if videos like this one are your jam, then don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button down below and the bell so you'll be here for all of my video uploads. I try to be here about once a week and would love to have you join the fun time party. But I'm just gonna get started right away on this thrift store find in the way I complete every project, by giving it a good, solid cleaning. In order to clean, I had to remove the price tag. Really looking at them, they're in okay shape. This might need a little something, but basic, real thin wood. Some of them are coming apart a little bit. That's okay. I'm gonna glue all this stuff back together, but I will need to get these off. It looks like they're just pin nailed on. We'll see. I grabbed my safety goggles, and then I'm gonna start by trying with my 14-in-1. See if these just pry off, or if I need something thinner. Go. It's not even going to be a problem because they're just pin nailed in there. I might keep these, maybe not. I don't know if I'll ever need them again or anything, but scrape off a little glue. That's all getting sanded, so moving on. The other letters came off easily in the same way. I found a slightly open edge and pried them off. So what's gonna go wrong then? Because this is going a lot easier than I planned. And this one also has a little bit of a lip. We'll see if I can get in there. There's always one that's stubborn. I guess this is the one. It was going so well. I never should have said anything. There you go. That's right. Come on. There it is. Okay, not really. Well, that's fine. That one was really glued on. I also took some of the wood, which again is fine. I'm sanding and I'm wood filling so much on this piece. Okay, to clean this piece, I am going to start with a bucket of warm, soapy water. I'm just using Palmolive kitchen soap, dish soap. It's a great degreaser. I'm gonna take everything off with my microfiber rag, and I'm suiting up in my kitchen gloves because this piece is a thrift store find. This cabinet wasn't too bad with grime, but there were lots of corners to contend with. The drawers are made out of 1/4-inch plywood and barely have a coating of paint. I was actually a bit nervous they'd get wet and expand, but luckily that didn't happen. The inside of this piece was really rough. Nothing had been sanded before installing the various parts, so it was a bit squirrely to get my cloth to move around. But I kept at it and it cleaned up nice. I'm planning to paint the back too, so I got rid of all the stickers. Then I scrubbed off any glue and grime. Well, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It looked like it would be way worse, but you know, ew. I wiped everything down to remove the soap residue, including the underside. I want to paint every square inch of this piece, so I made sure to thoroughly wipe everything down. That's why we wipe down. I'm going to do another pass off camera, and then it's time to get sanding. I only scuffed the surface to get a tooth for the paint. No need to sand to raw wood with this one. I really love this Black & Decker detail sander. It's powerful but really easy to maneuver. The handle is also awesome. It's more ergonomic to hold than my orbital. Plus, the pointed tip gets into the tiny, hard-to-reach spots. I didn't sand the inside because that will barely, if ever, be seen. And the sander made quick work of removing any stray gunk that was left behind after prying the letters off the drawers. As I wiped down the dust, I further assessed this small cabinet. It had some gouges, plus a crack in the bottom on one side. And there were plenty of dings and dents too. I wiped down the outside of the drawers, but I didn't want to press the dust deeper into the corners, so I pulled out the shop vac to get the inside, but I did that off camera. After ripping off that ABCD, I obviously need to do something to get those drawers to open, so I actually wanted to install some hardware, and when I was thrifting, I found this for like $1.50. This is an IKEA piece, and it looks like something that you would just hang on the wall to like hang coats or purses or, you know, whatever from, but I'm going to use all 4 of these as my hardware. They're nice and small and they are metal, so I just need to get with drilling a hole in the middle of each of the drawers, and then I should be able to install. Then I used my cardboard jig to mark the center point on each of the 4 drawers. I lined it up, then I used a Phillips head screwdriver to make a mark. And I used my husband's Black & Decker drill to slowly and evenly punch a hole in the front of each drawer. There was some chip out on the inside of this plywood, but the hardware will cover most of that. Are they metal? It could be plastic. I think they're resin. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they're either resin or some kind of heavyweight molded plastic, but the finish sanded off smoothly with a 220 grit sandpaper, and I screwed them back onto the base so they'd stay upright while I sprayed. After a quick wipe down of the dust, they were ready for spray paint. There are just so many dings and scratches on the top, on the front, like the drawers, everything on this piece. So to fill those in, I'm going to be using my Ace brand wood filler. It's just in the color Natural. This sands down really nicely and takes paint really well. And to apply that, I'll just use my Japan scraper. This stuff applies so smooth and evenly, but here in Phoenix, Arizona, I have to work really fast because it dries really fast. Both a blessing and a curse. And it did exactly what I wanted on the drawers, filling in any divots left after removing the letters. I did lightly cover my new holes, but I'm going to go back and punch those out later after I put on the first coat of paint. That way, the paint doesn't drip down into the hole, causing a problem for the screw. While that dried, I sprayed the hardware. To spray this piece, I'm using my Krylon Indoor-Outdoor in flat black, and it dries in 10 minutes or less, so this stuff is the best. The first coat covered well, but I did a second and final coat off camera. You can see this damage in here. This does kind of squeeze back together, so I'm actually just going to use some of my Titebond 3, and I literally don't care if this is perfect, so I'm just going to like squeeze and let it kind of fall in there a little bit. Just going to like open that up a little, let it fall down in there. That should be good. I think it'll actually work. I'm just going to use some parchment paper around it. That way, when the glue squeezes out, it won't go everywhere. And just some little squeezy clamps. I think these are from Walmart or Harbor Freight or something. They do the job for little projects like this really well. All right, now I'm going to let that dry along with the wood fill. And when everything is dry, I'll come back and get everything sanded down. The next morning, I removed the clamps and sanded down all the wood fill on all the drawers. Since I applied it somewhat thick, it didn't need a second coat. And the same held true for the cabinet. Even after filling though, this didn't look perfect. Sometimes that's just the nature of making over furniture. I even like to leave a few dings here and there. I think it shows some character. The top smoothed out just as nice. Once again, I took the shop vac to the insides and corners to remove as much loose dust as possible. Then I took a barely damp microfiber rag to the entire cabinet to finally complete the prep. Oh my god, how many spiders are on this thing? I don't know where you went. Did you go underneath? Yeah, you did. Alright, where'd you go, spider? Where did you go, spider? There you are. There. Okay. We're gonna take him outside. To paint the cabinet, I'm using my new favorite paint. This is Melange, and my new favorite color of this paint is Vagabond Blue. And to paint it, I'm just gonna use a 1.5 inch angled putty so I can get down into all the little corners and grooves. I'm not kidding when I say I love this paint. It's thick but easily spreads, and you can see here just how awesome the coverage is even on the first coat. Because this paint self-levels, I try to apply, quickly smooth out any thicker spots, and then leave it to dry for a few hours before coming in with a second coat. I'm painting this whole piece to make sure all signs of thrift store have been banished, and that includes the underside. I left this to dry and moved on to the drawers. For the drawers, I wanted a two-tone effect on this thing, so I'm going to use one of my very favorite chalk paints. This is the Folk Art Home Decor Chalk in Castle. And I'm going to also use a 1.5 inch angled putty to apply it. This paint is really pigmented and thick. Normally I water it down, but I'm going full strength on these cabinet drawers. And I'm painting everything from the inside to the outside. So I start with the inside corners and work my way out. I got one solid first coat on all 4 cabinet drawers, then left it to dry for a few hours. Then I did a second coat of the melange and the folk art paints off camera. I left everything to dry overnight. Okay, so I know this is going to come as a complete shock to most of you. If you've been here for a while, you know I have a tried and true #1 favorite top coat. That is Modern Masters Dead Flat Varnish. It is ultimately my favorite. I love it, love it, love it. I use it all the time, but it has been weird on darker colors lately, so I just don't want to take the chance that this is going to get jacked up in the 11th hour. So today I'm trying a brand new to me clear matte top coat, and this is Minwax Polycrylic. I got the teeny tiny just in case I don't love it, but I'm hoping I really do love it because I like to have different options in my arsenal. You just never know what you're gonna need or what kind of projects you're gonna do. So today I'm gonna get started with this polycrylic, and yeah, let's just see how she goes, because as soon as this is done, my piece is done. All I had left was to attach the hardware, and the makeover of this 4-drawer thrift find was complete. So what do you think? I can't believe the transformation of this 4-drawer cabinet. Not too shabby for a thrift store find. And all told, I spent less than $15 for the various parts and materials. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified every time I share a new project video. If you're already subscribed, thanks! You can further help my channel to grow by liking and sharing this video. That's all I've got for today though. Thanks so much for being here and watching. Later, peeps! Yeah. That's gonna fall out. I can't do that. If I can open the damn thing. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. What? Wow, dude, wow. Really though? Really? Really? Oh my god, how's your lid? Just in case you heard any of that on camera, yeah, that's my lid now, because this thing is apparently so tight it will never come off. Unless you pry it. So I did. Oh my god, spider. No, absolutely not, dude. Why? And how? How are you even in here? I have an exterminator. Right, of course the wood fill is cracking because it's just too damn dry here. It's too damn dry. This is melange, a little split. Let's try that again. Okay, let's make sure you can't see down my freaking shirt, because that would be about right for me. I can't do this. I need a container. Well, that was just seconds. It's so little. It's so cute. My stir stick is little too. I'm easily amused. Hi everybody, I'm Jen and I'm easily amused by teeny tiny things.